All right, welcome back, folks. Today we're going to do division of fractions. All right, but now it's not just regular fractions, you have signs. Some of them are negative and positives. Okay, get ready. Here we go. So before we start, I have 3 points that we need to review, and these are past lessons that, we should remember. Let's start with the basic one, okay? Rules for dividing signed numbers, or we studied that before as integers, right? Now look at my hand again. Same signs, positive, different signs, negative. All right, so we've learned that before. So look at this. 8 divided by 2, of course, we know already working with positive, so 8 divided by 2 is a 4. But again, negative and negative are same signs. It's still a positive 4, right? Same signs positive. But here, look, one is negative and one is positive, right? If it doesn't have a sign, it's positive. So different signs, negative. Negative, then just divide the absolute value, okay? So remember that again. Same signs, positive. Different signs, negative. Now let's move on. All right, the second thing that you should remember is how to convert mixed forms to improper, okay? So what do you mean by mixed forms? This is a mixed form because it has a whole number and a fraction. Take note, in division, do not use mixed forms. You're not allowed to use mixed forms. Therefore, you have to convert them to a single fraction. And how do I do that? Follow this. Start with the denominator 6 times 2. Mentally put it on your head, 12. 12 add this 5. 12 plus 5, you'll get a what? A 17. Put it as a numerator. All right? And what's my denominator? Easy. Just copy the 6 because copy the same denominator. So now that's an improper fraction because the numerator, the number on top, is greater than the number below. Improper fractions. Okay? Now try the next one on your own and pause, then play when you're ready. Okay, here we go. 4 times 7 is a 28. Put 28 in your mind. 28 plus 3 is a 31. So you put 31 on top over what? Same denominator. Same denominator. I write down my 4. But remember, you have a negative there. That negative is still there. All right? Okay, good job. Okay, so the third important thing that we should remember is the word reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal. Take note of reciprocal is simply the flipping. What do you flip, Ram? Okay, now check this out. If you have a numerator over a denominator, it transforms into what? Look at this. What will happen? The one on top goes below, and then the one below goes on top. So that becomes what? Denominator over the numerator. Okay, you flip places. Look at my fingers. Look at this. See that? Flip, flip. Do that with your fingers. Okay, so same thing. Let's now try the following. You know what they said? They said that if you multiply a number by its reciprocal, you will always get an answer of 1. Are you sure? Let's prove it, Ram. How do you do that? Okay, let's try it. Let's flip 3/4. That becomes 4/3, right? Remember? You go there, you go there. All right. Now, how do I multiply? How do I multiply? Simply multiply across. 3 times 4 is a 12. And then 4 times 3 is a 12. Is that equal to 1? Yes. Oh, all right. But I have a problem here because how can what do I flip here? This is what kids do wrong, okay? They just copy the 1. No flipping for the 1. You just stay there and then they just flip the 4 over 3. This is just the flipping that they do. No, don't do that. No, you can only flip a single fraction. So let's change this into a single fraction. So this becomes what? Let's convert it as, let me put an arrow here. So that becomes 4 times 1 is a 4. 4 plus 3 is a 7. So that's a 7 over 4. So the reciprocal of 7 over 4, reciprocal now, would be what? 4 over 7, right? So let's try to multiply that. 4 over 7 is equal to 28 over 28. Yes, it's equal to 1. We are right. Okay, got it? Okay, good job. Okay, here we go. These are the rules for dividing fraction. Check out these letters. K, K, all right, K. C, 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 and F, F. Oh, wait, is that the fried chicken? No, no, the fried chicken is KFC, but this is the reverse, KCF. Now, each of these letters would mean something. K means keep the fraction. Take note, I want you to keep the what? The fraction, all right? I want you to keep the fraction, not mixed forms. I want it as a fraction. Next, change. What do you change? Change the operation from division. It will now be multiplication. All right. And then F. F means flip. Flip meaning reciprocal. We just did that a while ago. Remember? N goes there. Denominator goes there. KCF. Say it again. K, yes. C, yes, and F. Put that on your mind. Okay, now let's try the following practice exercises, and this will make you really understand and use the rule very well. Okay, so through these examples, you will learn how to use KCF. So the first thing my students do when they see a division, they would immediately write the letters K, C, F. All right, whenever you see division only, okay, so immediately that's what you're going to write. So let's keep the fraction 6/7. No change. All right, change the division to multiplication. And then the flipping is the reciprocal. Look at my fingers, reciprocal. So that's 5 over 1. Okay? So guess what? You're back to multiplication. And multiplication got the easiest rules. Okay? Just multiply the top, that becomes what? 30 over 7. Okay? Now, since it's the final answer, some teachers would accept that, but some teachers would want it as mixed form. Now, for the answers, it's okay to have mixed forms. How many sevens can you have in 30? You can get 4, right? Subtract, you get 28, and that's a remainder of 2. The 2 goes up 2 over there, over copy the same denominator 7, so the answer is 4 and 2 sevens. Got it? Okay, good job. All right, second example. Now, ooh, look at this. It looks different. Don't be scared by this. Okay, if you see a fraction over a fraction, wow, they call that now, there's a new name for that. It means complex. Complex means complicated fractions. Complex fractions. Why? Because it's a fraction over a fraction. Okay? But don't be scared because a fraction over a fraction means, yo, simply divide me. Yes, this bar means what? Divide. Okay, so let's just literally divide it. So let's rewrite the expression as negative 9 over 2 divided by negative 3 over 4. Okay, any questions so far? We just converted it as a regular division expression. Next, again, write down my keep, change, flip. So now I could do keep the negative 9 halves, change the division to a times, flip now, look at my finger, 4 over 3. But there's a negative there. All right, so now the easy way to multiply, of course, is 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, and 2 times 3 is a 6. Okay, but let's just deal with the signs now. Negative and a negative. So same signs, positive. So we know it's positive. So okay, the answer will be positive, but this is an improper fraction. How many 6 can you get in 36? Yes, the answer is a whole number 6. Okay, next, let's move on. Now, example number 3, we're dividing a whole number divided by a fraction. But check this out. So again, keep, change, flip. Now, if I keep negative 5, it doesn't look like a fraction. It should look like a fraction. How do you do that? Simple. What will I do? Put over 1. Now, it's a fraction, see? But it's still a negative 5. So Change now to multiply. Flip it. All right, that becomes 2 over 1. Okay, let's now identify the signs. Different signs, my answer will be a negative. All right, so let's just deal with that. 5 times 2 is a 10. All right, 1 times 1 times 1 is a 1. So a number over 1 is simply that number, negative 10. Okay, we got it? Good. Next. Whoa, another complex fraction, right? So don't be scared. Yo, 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 you don't scare me. That bar simply means divide, all right? Divide. So let's rewrite it as division. So 3/4 divided by negative 12. Oh, it says I'm gonna flip it later, but that doesn't have a denominator. So simple. So put a denominator of 1, just like we did a while ago, right? So and then write down your letters, keep, change, flip, rewrite it again, write it below, 3/4 times, flip it now, 1 over 12, okay? So let us now do the multiplication. 3 times 1 and 4 times 12 below. So that becomes 3 times 1, 3. 4 times 12 is 48. Okay? But remember, positive and negative, different signs. Eventually the answer will be negative. But let us simplify this still. I could still divide it. Divided by 3. Divide by 3, you are a 1. 48 divided by 3 is what? 16. Okay? 16. But don't forget your negative there. All right? So the answer is negative 1 over 16. Now, for this example, you would see a mixed form. Okay, so how do we deal with a mixed form? Remember, you need to keep it, but it's not a fraction. Let me change this first to a fraction so that my life would be easier. How do you do that? 2 times 3 is a 6. 6 plus 1 is a 7. So I could write it now as 7 over 2. Don't forget the negative. Copy everything first. Yes, we haven't done anything. We haven't done any division yet. Now, since you've converted, you can now do your keep, change, flip. So look at how I do it. I organize my solution so I won't mix up the rules. Keep the first one, fraction. Change now to multiplication. Flip it. 8 goes up. 3 goes down. Remember, there's a negative there. All right. So let's now multiply them. Numerators on top and then denominators below. 7 times 8 is 50. 56. All right. And then 2 times 3 is a 6. Okay. So negative and negative, that's positive. So that's an improper fraction. So let's now divide how many 6 can I get in 56. All right. So you can get a 9. 9 times 6 is a 54. You have an extra 2. Put the 2 on top. 2. The denominator will be 6. 9 and 2, 6. You could simplify still as 9 and 1/3, right? Divide by 2, divide by 2. Negative and negative, positive. Same sign, positive. All right? Example 5, we're good? Next, example 6. Try this on your own. Pause and then play when you're ready. All right, here we go. Whoa, again, you are not a fraction. Let me make you a fraction now, times, then plus. 5 times 12 is a 60. 60 plus 2 is 62 over 5. All right, quite a big number, right? It's okay. Now, we haven't, this should be a fraction, right? I need to change that. I'll do my KCF later. So this is, let's do our converting to improper. 4 times 1 is a 4. 4 plus 3 is a 7. So let's write down 7 over 4. Okay? So negative, positive. Okay, are we ready to multiply across? Not yet, not yet. We just converted first. Remember, you're not allowed to use mixed forms. convert everything first. Now you can write your keep, change, flip. All right, so let's keep my negative 62 over 5. I change my division to multiplication. I could flip you now as 4 over 7. All right, any problem with that? We're good so far. Okay, now we can multiply left to right and then left to right there. 62 times 4, 62 times 4 will give me 248. 248, okay? And then 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, so, but remember, let's figure out the signs now. Different signs, negative, okay? Negative. At the end, it's going to be negative. Now, let's divide. How many 35s can I get? 248 divided by 35, you will get 7. All right, so 7. 7 times 35 will give me 245. So there's an extra of 3, right? 3 over 35. I made a shortcut, okay, but you can divide it on your own. So, but don't forget the negative over there. All right, so that's it. Okay. Next, last example, you will see problem solving. How many 3/4 feet can you get from a plank, a long plank, which is 8.5 feet? There's a long one, that's the 8.5, okay? That's 8.5. How many 3/4 can I get here? How many 3/4? So what are you splitting? Are you splitting the 8.5 or the 3/4? What are you dividing? So obviously you're dividing this 8.5. So 8.5 goes first. 8.5 divided by how many small parts would you split it into? 3/4. All right. You want to know how many 3/4, and that's going to be the number of 3/4 that you're going to get. So, but you're not allowed to use 8.5. So that becomes 17 over 2. Okay. Divided by 3/4. Okay. I haven't used KCF. Now you can write KCF. Okay. Let's proceed now over here. So that becomes 17 over 2 times 4 over 3. Okay, that becomes 17 times 4 is a 68. 68 over 6. Wow, improper fraction. Therefore, how many 6 can you get in 68? You can get 11 because you'll get 66, right? And there's an extra of 2 over 6. But you still want to simplify that. So divide by 2, divide by 2, 11 and 1/3. All right. So positive. So we're just dealing with that. So how many small parts can you get? You can get about 11. 11 what? 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 small parts and 1/3 of 3/4. So that's what you do when you divide fractions and mixed forms. Okay, are we good? Right, now you're going to proceed and learn more on how to apply these rules. Good luck, buddy.